Welcome to Sphere. I am Price Time, and you're watching Sphere TV. Over the past several videos, I've talked about how Uniswap V3 works differently from Uniswap V2, in that each V3 LP is an NFT with a specific price range. This allows for concentrated liquidity, whereby a smaller amount of capital is capable of earning more swap fees when the LP's price range contains the active price range. As exciting as the resulting APY can be for liquidity providers through Dyson, Sphere's upcoming yield maximizer that will include auto-compounding vaults for Uniswap V3 LPs, an understanding of the risks you are taking as a liquidity provider is essential. First, the obvious. When providing liquidity using volatile assets, there will always be the risk that those assets change in value over time. The crypto markets are no stranger to sometimes extreme shifts in price, and becoming a liquidity provider does not protect you from that risk. Liquidity providers benefit from high volume, especially with Uniswap V3, but when there is high volatility and the prices of assets change quickly, liquidity providers become especially vulnerable to impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is the value difference between holding two assets together as an LP versus simply holding them separately in a wallet. The greater the price change between the two assets, the greater the impermanent loss. The price changes of some assets are more highly correlated than others, such as Ethereum and Matic, whose historical price movements have approximated each other by around 81%. This can lead to lower impermanent loss. Other assets are uncorrelated, such as Ethereum and USDC. This is to be expected, as Ethereum is a volatile asset and USDC is a stablecoin. This can lead to higher impermanent loss. Let's use a USDC WETH LP as an example to better illustrate the concept of Uniswap V3 impermanent loss. When you become a USDC WETH liquidity provider, you are literally providing your USDC and WETH to a pool for others to use to swap. So let's say I want to buy WETH from your pool. I would give you USDC in exchange for your WETH. This means that the amount of USDC in your pool will increase, and the amount of WETH in your pool will decrease. Similarly, let's say I want to sell WETH to your pool. I would give you WETH in exchange for your USDC. This means that the amount of USDC in your pool will decrease, and the amount of WETH in your pool will increase. Now let's consider these dynamics as the price of WETH is rising and falling. When the price of WETH is rising, that means that people are giving you USDC in exchange for your WETH. The end result is that you will gain less exposure to WETH as its price is rising. Yes, you get more USDC in your LP, but you also lose out on the price appreciation of the WETH that swappers have already taken from your LP. Similarly, when the price of WETH is falling, that means that people are giving you WETH in exchange for USDC. The end result is that you will gain more exposure to WETH as its price is falling. So yes, you get more WETH in your LP, but you also lose out as the price of that WETH falls. This is the challenge of impermanent loss that liquidity providers face. When volume is high, you benefit tremendously from swap fee revenue. But when volatility is high, impermanent loss becomes significant. Now, recall that with Uniswap V3, there's the added complication of price ranges for LPs. As a liquidity provider, you must set the price range of your liquidity. The tighter the price range, the greater the potential for fee revenue, but the greater degree of impermanent loss. This is because when the price falls outside of your LP's set range, you are left entirely with only one asset in your LP. For example, if the price of WETH increases beyond your LP's range, you will be left entirely with USDC only, and you will stop earning swap fees. That is, until the price falls back inside your range, or until you manually remove your LP and create a new and rebalanced LP around the active price range. The same is true if the price of WETH decreases beyond your LP's range. With Uniswap V2, this 100% skew towards one asset would only occur if the price of one asset fell to zero. But with Uniswap V3, because users must set LP price ranges for concentrated liquidity, this process occurs all the time. The tighter the LP's price range, the more potential for fee revenue, but the more likely that the LP will fall beyond the active swap price range and require rebalancing. Dyson does help mitigate the effects of impermanent loss because it will automatically rebalance the LP for you. Bear in mind that with a rebalance, the impermanent loss is realized, but the LP's price range is optimized to best contain the active price range and therefore earn the most swap fees. This also means that with Dyson, in times when the price of WETH has risen significantly and after certain on-chain conditions are met, the LP will be automatically rebalanced and excess USDC will be sold for WETH to re-equalize the LP and contain the active price range. And in times when the price of WETH has fallen and there is more WETH in the pool, and after certain on-chain conditions are met, the LP will be automatically rebalanced, and the excess WETH will be sold for USDC to re-equalize the LP and contain the active price range. So Dyson makes the process of rebalancing, optimizing price ranges, and compounding LPs automatic, so that you as the liquidity provider can simply deposit and earn maximized swap fee revenue with Uniswap V3 vaults. But ultimately, even though Dyson's automatic active liquidity management will help mitigate impermanent loss is an unavoidable reality that must be taken into consideration by liquidity providers seeking yield. Visit us on Discord to stay up to date on announcements and join our community. This video and channel is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Thanks for watching, and always remember that you matter for who you are. For example, if the price of WETH increases beyond your LP's range,